There are so many questions needing answered this week, we may as well just jump straight into this by... That is not the button I wanted to press. The Archon hunt is the Azura Archon shard, which means it's going up against Burrell with a Sabotage and a Excavation, and because it's an Azura Archon shard, it means Chipper is selling the same shard. Yep.
What? You want me to wrap it?
Kahl's mission this week, assuming you have done every mission and actually extracted, will be Sneaky Sabotage, which, again, the timed one isn't here. I'm starting to wonder if the timed one will ever actually make its way back to these. But what we're kind of all wondering is the circuit. The normal circuit should be frames, and it has in fact changed. It is Mesa, Chroma, or Atlas, and let's be honest, Mesa all the way. On the steel path, however, for the incarnon Genesis, it should in theory be back to week 1, which would of course be the... Well, still, there's nothing to indicate if you actually own it or not. But anyway, the Bratton, Lato, Scanner, Paris, or the Kunai. And let's be honest, the best two from this has got to be the Bratton and the Scanner. Which I... Oh, you had to put that in there, didn't you? Which, I already have these two. And I don't understand why it doesn't tell you which one you have and which one you don't, so you don't accidentally end up with way too many of one or the other. Remembering, of course, the first one that you choose will be the first one you will be able to get at rank 5, and the second one you choose, well, I'll have to go Paris, will be the one that you receive at rank 10. Because rank 10 is actually quite a bit of work from rank 5. Rank 5 is easy. You can usually do this in 1, maybe 2 runs. This, on the other hand, yeah, to be fair, with a decent team, you can do it in 2. But if you don't find a decent team, maybe 5. If you don't find a good team, 20. Yeah. Which means Nightwave this week, elite acts are kill 100 Xmas enemies and complete an Archon hunt. Well, I wasn't planning on it, but guess I am now. Normal acts, complete 4 different bounties in the Zaramon, plunder one of Alad V's secret laboratories on Jupiter, complete 3 capture missions anywhere, complete 9 invasion missions of any type, and complete 3 Void Armageddon missions. I want to say different invasion missions, but this doesn't say that, so you should be able to do the same one over and over again. Cred offerings will be the usual. New helmets, well, no massive surprise there. Stanax's helmet is here, and 2 of them. Not actually seeing one of the new ones here. That's actually quite surprising. Aura-wise, Infested Impedance slows down Infested, Corrosive Projection, quite useful, lowers the armor of enemies. Steel Charge, plus 60% melee damage, the only aura to go over rank 7. 7, 7, 7, 9. Plus, obviously, increasing melee damage can be very useful. Deadeye, Sniper Rifle damage of 52.5% extra damage. Sniper Scavenger, Holster Amp, on equip, 60% damage for 13 seconds, so when you swap weapon, that weapon will have extra damage for 3 seconds. Wish that stacked, but no. Weapon wise, well, there's only 2 this week. There is the Dark Sword, blueprint to obviously build the actual Dark Sword, and that's probably the better of the 2 because there is the Heat Dagger. Reason the Heat Sword is better is that's an actual sword at 260 damage. This is just a dagger at 208. Though 0.75 attack speed versus 0.833, this attacks faster and does more damage. Skins wise, there is the Tonkor Desert Camo skin blueprint, the Merlock Desert Camo skin blueprint, the Fragor Brock skin. Really wish we could control this so you can actually see how spiky it is on the other one. The Atarax Desert Camo skin blueprint. And the Plinks Shock Camo skin blueprint. There is also the Glassmaker emblem. Yep, that would be the emblem that goes on your arm and not a sigil. Speaking of sigil, there is also the Glassmaker sigil. You can kind of see it with all of its glistening effect coming off the bottom of it as well. There is the Grol's Kubradon Floof. Ooh, They're heavy on the mods this week. This had better not be their way of apologising for last week's hiccup. Augment-wise, Quiver Augment, Power of 3 for Ivora. The Supra while aiming augment. Ugh. Accuracy when aiming is increased by 100%. Very useful, but does take away from being able to fit damage mods. Shrapnel rounds for the Maylock, which is plus 200% multi-shot, but minus 66% damage. Latrons, double tap, 20% bonus damage on next shot for 2 seconds. Stacks up to 20 times. 20 times. Still think that's worth a try, especially with the incarnon stuff, if it worked with that. Ambush Optics, minus 50% zoom for the Rubico, and Atlas's Rumbler Augment. I love that one, being able to take control, become one of his Rumblers. Oh yeah, love that one. Heading over to see what Teshin has for his Steel Path on her store this week, and well, you could probably guess it at this point, it is the still at least 25 Steel Essence overpriced Rifle Riven mod. That at 50, fine. The Zor one needs to be 25. That, get away with that one being 50, which means we're getting closer to the Umbra format actually turning up. Everything else on this, no surprise, still the same. If you do have Helmut's Invigoration segment, it's always worth checking on this, because this has of course changed over as well. Ooh, it's plus health. Actually, that could be useful. I've got some farming I need to go do, and Necros is... Anyway, these are different for everybody, so it's always worth checking on this, but just remember, every 10th allows you to override it, which will allow you to put whatever invigorations are here, one of these invigorations, onto whatever frame you want to put it on, so always worth keeping an eye on these, especially if you get to the point where this is already ready. And lastly, of course, as expected, for their 10-year anniversary, week 12 brings more of the same. Absolutely nothing. Keep waiting. More information coming soon with these further in-game events that they promised us back on, well, what was it, the 25th of March? And with that, we'll leave this off here. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.